Hello, this is TelecomTV at the OpenStack 2016 Summit here in Barcelona in Spain. I'm talking with Pete Cruz, who is Group Manager, Technical Marketing and Enablement at VMware. Pete, great to meet you.
Great to meet you, Martin.
Why VMware and OpenStack then?
We at VMware see our customers really trying to find unique ways to consume infrastructure, right? To drive services and to drive their business. OpenStack is a very viable option. It's gaining a lot of traction. We want to provide our customers with options, based on their requirements. Are they looking for programmatic access to infrastructure, or are they looking at more self-service catalog governed approach? So we're seeing a significant increase in customers looking for OpenStack. So we've been engaged with OpenStack for a number of years. One of our business units, our network service business unit, is one of the founders of the Neutron project. Yeah. We're a top 10 contributor. We've been actively engaged. We contribute our work up there. We're fully behind OpenStack and really trying to help drive adoption and ensure our customer success. If they want to use OpenStack on private cloud, we want them to be successful. We want to provide a way for them to simplify the operations of OpenStack, deploy it, configure it, manage it, operate it, as well as build that on top of very reliable, robust, and secure infrastructure.
Following that then, what is the VMware integrated OpenStack? What does it consist of?
So VMware integrated OpenStack is a full DEF-CORE compliant OpenStack distribution. So it's not OpenStack-like. It's a full distribution that we offer our customers that really has all of the core foundational elements in it for Nova, Neutron, Cinder, Glance, Heat, Keystone, Swift built in there. We've also added a VIO management server, which allows them to quickly and easily deploy the entire OpenStack framework, be able to automatically update and patch it as needed when new releases of OpenStack come out. They can deploy. We just rolled out Mitaka support, so our customers are able to simply, easily go from Kilo to Mitaka without having to worry about all the complexity that's involved. So again, the solution itself is optimized for VMware infrastructure to expose all of the production grade, enterprise level features and functions like high availability, dynamic resource scheduling, vMotion, from a networking and NSX perspective, all of the security features, the load balancer, the service, firewalling, security groups, microsegmentation, being able to expose all of those advanced features up through the OpenStack APIs and deliver that for our customers. So we offer that as a distribution. It's available to VMware customers who have vSphere Enterprise Plus, so they can download that. If those are their requirements for programmatic consumption of resources, then they can offer that. And we have a number of customers that are currently leveraging VIO for production level workloads.
It's incredibly comprehensive. How do you keep up to date with everything? What kind of a team have you got making sure that all this stays current?
We have a significant development teams across multiple BUs. So we have development teams in our networking services BU contributing and working on the Neutron project. We have development teams in California and Palo Alto where we're headquartered, as well as in Beijing, China, that are solely focused on building out, hardening, enhancing, and contributing efforts back up to the community. So we have a sizable organization working on driving OpenStack, not just VMware for OpenStack, but helping drive and support the community upstream with all of the efforts and the fixes and the patches. We support our customers from the OpenStack layer all the way down to the infrastructure, and any issues that we find in the OpenStack layer, we'll also fix those, allow them to patch them, and then feed that work back up into the community.
When you're working with the community, the OpenStack community, are you aware of what their goals are at a particular time or ongoing goals, and then you work and collaborate together to ensure those goals are met? Yeah,
we actively work with the community. We have engineers, and some of our key OpenStack architects are actually members of we have one of our engineers is a member of the DEF-CORE compliance committee, right. And we're actively engaged, and we have members that are participating in each of the different projects, Nova, Cinder, Neutron, Mitaka as a whole, or the core release. So all of that effort, we're actively engaged in the projects, in the meetings, at the foundational level. So we're very actively engaged in the community as a whole.
There's been a lot of talk about what comprises carrier grade NFV and a lot of discussion around it, because the appreciation is and the expectation is that for telco, things for NFV and the whole approach to it needs to be slightly more robust and slightly more rigorous than it is perhaps for the enterprise or other areas. How do you see your company, VMware, supporting key NFV use cases directly in the telco space?
First, it comes to the infrastructure, like you said, the point you made, the robustness of the infrastructure, very critical, right? And VMware, as they moved from physical, large self-contained physical boxes that are, as demand increases, become very difficult to do upgrades and increases to the capacity. By providing that virtual infrastructure, they're allowed to bring up those services as needed from a demand perspective, and also be able to support the connectivity of those network connectivity those require on demand. And by doing that with a tried and true robust infrastructure like VMware, right? VMware is, from a compute perspective, is rock solid, has all of the capabilities built in for high availability, resiliency, performance, and scale. Yep. NSX, from a networking perspective, to be able to dynamically create and provide the security, not just the networking connectivity, but the security overlaid on top of that, is extremely critical. And then being able to support any of that storage that's available, through to that infrastructure that's connected in, right? And so being able to offer that robust, solid underlying infrastructure to virtualize all of the network functions that are in the telco organization is really critical for them to move forward and to keep that demand. The other part of that is the orchestration and the control plane, right? How do I programmatically drive that activity without waiting for somebody to click a button to say, okay, go do this, go do that? Because if I'm in an area, say FIFA World Cup, and now I've got 20 million more subscribers in a given area, I can't wait to upgrade the physical infrastructure. I have to do that on demand. Sure. And by offering OpenStack is a great way to be able to programmatically drive the increase or the scaling up of that environment to support that demand. And automatically, obviously, when I scale up a system, I got to have it have connectivity and all of the other pieces. So how do I operationalize that and automate that programmatically through a lot of the orchestration tools that telco NFVs have already put in place and tie that into those open infrastructures?
What are you focusing on now at VMware in the telco NFV area in particular, over the next 6-9 months or something, that the next time we meet or the next time we talk, anybody talks about this, you'll be able to say, this is what we're moving on to?
What we'll hope to see in future events coming down the road is real life use cases for telcos that are driving NFV use cases with VMware, both from an OpenStack perspective and from the infrastructure perspective. We'll probably also see a lot more activity going on in how containers relate to telco and NFV and what's their use case and how does that advance and help them with deliver new services and new capabilities in those environments and how those are kind of driven. So we're very, very close and tied in with our customers on the telco NFV side as far as new services and new initiatives that they're going on, and so hopefully we'll be able to show some proof points as we go forward.
A lot of talk about containers, Pete. How important do you think they're going to be?
I think they're growing in interest, and I think from a development perspective, it's driving developers' lives a little bit easier. And I think we're seeing organizations now with the growth of containers on the development side. How do I operationalize that? How do I make sure that what's going on? Development is one thing, production is another, and affinity and affinity rules and those type of things, and how do they apply to what that work is going on? How many are out there? What resources are they tapped into? Do I have things on networks that they shouldn't be? Those type of things. So I think right now we're in a stage where the core, the production IT is trying to understand how do I leverage those potentially for rolling out new services or new applications quickly, but then how do I operationalize that and control and get the visibility into containers, because there's not a whole lot of visibility. So you'll see things, Kubernetes out there from an orchestration and a visibility perspective. So there's a lot of tools being developed and being built to provide that.
Things are moving so fast. Think back 4 years to where we are today. It's going
Absolutely.
so quickly. It's astonishing. Pete Cruz, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Martyn. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.